Hi everyone, I hope you're all keeping well. Hopefully most of us are back on the ice, but it may not be the case for all of you. But what I thought I'd do with today's little video, and it's going to be quite a short one, is look at some basic spin positions. So not difficult variations, just your basic camel, your basic upright and your basic sit. So your three main positions, and looking at how we can practice those positions on the floor to strengthen them and making them as high quality as possible, so that you can then work on them, take them to the ice, and hopefully strengthen your spins. So I'll go through in logical order, starting with upright, as it is for most people the first spin that should be the first one-footed spin that you will do. Okay, so generally when we're doing an upright spin, a basic upright spin, there is two positions. There's the open position that we start with, and then there's the closed main part of the upright, and this is actually the upright position. We have the nice, strong, straight leg. Okay, so we have the arms slightly in front of us. You've stepped into your spin, you've done your left forward outside edge, assuming you go anti-clockwise. Right forward outside edge if you go clockwise. Okay, you've come round, you've held it, it's got really, really tight, so your edge is pushed out on the circle, come in, tightened up, and then the three turns happened. And you kind of wait to the point where the 3-turn has to happen rather than you thinking of turning, because you turn too early and then you'll travel. Okay, so it is holding your curve until you get that. Anyway, that's one for the ice. We've done our 3-turn, we've whipped in, and our free leg should come forward. Okay, so it's not, I wouldn't have it directly out to the side, I'd have it along what I'd consider the natural second. So if you've seen me sort of go through some ballet stuff with you, I've described the natural second as where your turnout leads. So it's not forcing it directly to the side or back, it's where you naturally turn out to. And if you hold it there, it helps you to keep everything aligned. The moment you force it out to the side, you start to twist and compensate, and then you're going to get a lead. And that's going to cause you to travel, you to drop off the spin, whatever. So it's along your natural second, so you're stacked. Okay? We then pull up into our upright position there. Now I tend to have the knee ever so slightly turned in, so it is more of a closed position. Okay, it looks very pretty to turn it out, that looks nice, but when we're just starting off, that little bit of close there with a little inversion of the hip is going to help you to keep the weight over the supporting leg. Okay, nice and central and strong. Okay, help to counterbalance your backwards inside edge that you're spinning on, and you're doing ironically, a normal basic upright spin is actually on a backwards inside edge. Okay, so that slight close to the hip is going to help you to counterbalance it. This does look lovely, and it can help lead you to a lay back and all kinds of things, but it's a little bit more complicated, a little bit harder. So for just starting out, that slight inversion. Obviously the higher you lift the leg, the harder it is to balance, so you'll start off and you're probably going to start off with quite a low one, bringing it sort of just to ankle height, but the aim is to get it up, your basic position, up to foot at sort of calf height. Okay, the ribs are tucked in, hips under, so your core's engaged, and you're nice and strong and balanced, and that definitely wasn't there. Nice and strong and balanced over the centre, and you can hold through and pull up. Okay, we will pull up. It's always a good idea to then test all of these positions on a balance board. I'm going to move this back because I didn't need it yet. Okay, so you can do the same thing. Get your strong position and pull in, and you can practice moving through those positions, keeping the weight nice and steady. Okay. Point that toe at the end because it looks much prettier than that, then flex foot, and also it's more aerodynamic. So down, lift up, and the core stays nice and strong. That's your basic upright. I will look at the back spin position as well. So for most of you who rotate anti-clockwise, you're going to be stood on your right foot here on a right back outside edge, and this is like a loop jump entry, so we're faced into the circle and then we pull up. So you might be doing it from pump, 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 pull up, or you might do a right forward inside 3, turn to your back outside, and you're going to wait for it again to get tight to pull in. And we're in a cross position with the foot, so this is the typical cross. It relates to your jumps in the air. anti-clockwise. Everything I'm showing here is for an anti-clockwise rotation. I will, at the end of the video, just, well, actually, I'll do it now. I'll do it in a sec. This is for anti-clockwise, like typical rotation. You're going to pull in slightly over the right hand side, get your centre, okay? I'm not very balanced today. Down, pull up and over, nice and strong. So you can see that I'm crossed in to the right side. My right arm is behind my left. That would relate to pulling up into a jump. Left toe pointed. And again, bring that onto the balance board. And again, it's that down and up, because rotation is twist and lift. If you were on your left foot, you'd be hugging into a circle into the left hand side. Left arm crosses behind, but the principle is the same for your back spin. Keeping squeezed, again ribs in, hips under. The left arm behind right. If you are a clockwise spinner and you're doing your basic upright, the first one I demonstrated, you'd be on your right foot and you pull in. Okay. There. Okay, so next position is your sit position. Now, I like a sit to look like a teapot. So I'm looking eventually for you to be down, fully flat, extended out, but that's actually, in dance, classed as difficult, free maybe not. The key thing we're looking for in a sit is 90 degrees. Okay, so down, nice and strong, quad parallel to the ice. Okay, it can be, I'm going to hold on now for this, it can be bent as long as it's at 90. Okay, so, and this is for a clockwise spinner there, as long as it's 90, it can be bent, it can be extended. It's not required, but it tends to speed the spin up more if you are in an extended position. Don't lean too far forward. A common mistake is I see people do this and fall off of it, or I see them go there and then topple over backwards and fall over. You want to lower through your lift shaft again. Okay? This is quite hard. So I'm keeping my shoulders kind of where my hips are. Obviously my hips are going to sit back a little bit, but they're still fairly level, and I can hold that teapot nice and strong. My inner, the inside of my thigh is pointing up, so I'm turned out on my hip, and I can come back up. And it's really quite hard because it's like a pistol squat, gun squat. Okay? You only actually need to get to 90 degrees. So if you get to here and can hold it, you are fine. I actually find that harder. Once you go to a certain point, you can rest into it and relax. But on the ice, you don't get that opportunity to relax because of the spin. So you have to get strong. Practice down and coming up. As you bend, knees over toes, keeping that alignment. You need to be strong for a sit spin, okay? So you want to practice squats, bending, keeping the knees aligned with the toes, sitting back a little bit. You don't want to go too far, rolling over. So knees, not hiding your toes on this occasion. Just going down, stretching across your glute, so that you're in that squat. You need to get strong. Do some shallow one-legged bends, down and up. Just good. That's good for building up your strength in skating anyway. But here the focus is really going to be knee over toe every single time, because you need to get that alignment. The moment that you drop in, your edge, you're going to fall off the spin. Okay, and it's very easy to drop to the inside. And as you know, we're spinning for a forward basic spin on the forward inside, so it's going to go very quick. If you sit too far back, you're going to fall. So it's all keeping going through your lift shaft. There. Again, once you get confident, onto your balance board. This is quite tricky, but it's again keeping that strength and coming up. Always practice both sides. And even if you spin the anti-clockwise direction. Still practice it on your right foot because you're going to want it for backspin. I leaned too far forward there. Can you see how that affected my balance? So keep it strong. Also, of course, the upper body looks so much better if it's up. Okay. But yeah, practice it on both sides because you need backspins. You need back sit. You need back camel. So camel spin is a spiral position. However, it tends to be more, it looks quite nice to have the little arch in the body, but we're quite happy with flat. Okay, so it has to be hip height or higher for a camel to count. So it has to be there. Okay, that is at hip height. I'm at 90, there's a 90-degree right angle there. I like to have a little bit of an arch in my back to pull it up because it doesn't look that great when you're just like this. Okay, now obviously stretching for a high spiral is lovely. Keeping tens out, but you're not going to see someone camel spinning at that height. It is good to stretch it. We do want beautiful spirals. You've got to be realistic with a camel spin though. If you pull up, it's like a Billman, you might get the height. But basic camel is about that. It's going to be about that, maybe. Okay. Now, with the spiral, I always tell people to lift their leg and then lower the body to push for height. But the camel spin doesn't quite work like that because as you push into your spin and you're on that outside edge, your body is going down. You've got to make sure you bring the shoulders to level. Okay? So a typical mistake I see is people try to spin like that and they drop out, twisted to one side. So you've got to get through your outside edge, round and square off to that central point. So push in, if I was on the right foot, there and up. Okay. Yes, I'd love you to reach out, but it doesn't happen in the camel spin. So here, it's about quality, alignment. Again, like on the upright, like on the sit spin, weight over the leg, and 3. And you're reaching to, you're going to get there, arrive in that position pretty much at the end of that edge, possibly just slightly after. Down, edge comes round, level off, and stretch. Ah! So there, round, belly down, arms out, turn out the back leg. So the free foot is following our natural line, rotates out in the hip. Okay, so I don't want to see the knee in, it's there, and 3. Reach the fingers out. You can try putting your hands on your leg, you can try clasping them behind, depending on what you're struggling. If you're struggling to get your shoulders level, putting them on the leg can really help. If you're struggling to, if you're finding you're falling over the toe quite a lot, which happens, a lot of people struggle with as they go too far in and they sort of throw themselves over the toe, pulling back can help. Depends what you're struggling with. Now I also find skaters tend to be one way or the other. They tend to be either sitters or camelers. I'd say start learning both, introduce both. I introduce both at about the same time because some people prefer one and some prefer the other. Some people say that sit's easier. I don't necessarily think it is for everyone. So practice both as your coach, or well, practice as your coach tells you to, because they're leading this. But I don't necessarily think that camel is harder. It depends kind of on your turnout, your strength, your the kind of how easily you find the edge, flexibility, all kinds of things. Okay, so but whichever is easier, harder, or both the same, if you get these at a good quality off the ice, you can bring this onto the ice with strength, and then from there you can start to add your variations, your twist out, your pancakes, catch foots, whatever it might be. You can pull up, laybacks, you know, but get your basic spins strong first. Okay everyone, so that was a slightly different little video. I hope that has been useful. Bye bye.